James Gambina. In the house I know his son. His son is awesome, his my neighbor, you know. Is one of those things where you don't know what's around you until you actually start searching. And you find that your neighbor like created Rocky. Or, you know, it's like, or did you ever live in that house in the North Hills house? No, no, no. His mother and I divorced in '81, and I moved around a lot. But my son got to know you and kept telling me about you. I figured we'd get together sooner or later, yeah. We did remember we had dinner. Exactly, he came to my mom's restaurant. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I love going over there, I love it. It's like walking at home or something. It's very loving, very warm. And the fact that my daughter is really, really happy there, it makes me even feel that much better. It's good, man. We're glad to have her. Yeah. Glad you have her, because she needed to get a routine in her life. My 30 about her for a while. Kids can really, I'll tell you, kids can affect you more than, right? Oh man. I mean, I don't know, I don't have any kids, but tell me, I'm just talking from experience. I love my kids, and I know it was never perfect. And I was always into different things, and coming from boxing. You know, I started fighting when I was 5 years old. I started training. Yeah, tell me about that. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I was watching fighters every day because my dad trained. He made a lot of fighters. He had over 200 professional fighters, plus the amateurs he had, plus a lot of guys he helped along the way. It was a winning combination to the extent that you went like, how could he win so frequently with so many different guys? You have to be a certain dedication that it takes to get that edge over the system. Yeah, because that is a system, and they like to control you. If they can control you, they let you do what you wanted them to do for them. But when you independent through the spirit of, out of the love of the fact that you have the opportunity to learn that from the best. Yeah, I mean, I was in the midst of, you know, Marciano was champion of the world. I was Italian in the fight game, and my dad had the Southgate Arena, and it held about 3,000 people, and it was quite an experience. We had the first Southern California live TV boxing, amateur boxing, that was ever broadcast on TV, on Channel 5, and Bill Wills, may his soul rest in peace, was the commentator for the boxing, and he was just a great guy. And I was just a little bitty, you know, I was just a little, because I'm a little guy. Oh, our family immigrated. This is for me. My grandparents, my dad's parents came over, gave up their properties in Italy to come to America and make a life, become an American citizen. Yeah. And my grandfather was a barber, and he owned a pool room. He owned bars. I used to live out in San Bernardino and Chino area years ago when my dad was young. And my grandfather used to make his own wine, and my dad used to sell the wine to get extra money. And my dad used to get in a lot of fights because my dad wanted to be a fighter. And my dad realized it took a lot of work to become a fighter. And my dad was into Doolittle, Seymour. He liked Doolittle and Seymour. Yeah, that's a good line, I like it. Yeah, he didn't really care for working that hard and things. So then he became a trainer, and then he started developing fighters. And he was with the partners with Harry James and Betty Grable. So funny, with a guy named Jimmy McDaniels, who I was named after. Yeah, exactly, and who you've got the picture of in your office. Yeah, the picture that you've got from my office. And I was named, what a great guy. He's the only fighter that I know that got out of boxing at the right time and had 2 appliance stores in Tujunga. He owned 2 appliance stores that he owned and he ran. And he loved people, so he loved doing that business. That's a good person to be named after. And he was just a great guy, just a great guy. And him and his wife, they were like my second father. You know, did you have a godfather? Yeah, I had a godfather. Yeah, I wasn't very close to my godfather. My family, I don't know, they were afraid of my father to the degree that they didn't want to get too close to the family. Because we had a lot of fires over our house. And at that time, in Southgate, blacks weren't allowed in the city of Southgate. Yeah, in Southgate, California. Yeah, which is right next to Linwood. And my dad had a lot of different Mexican fighters and Filipino fighters, all just kids, right? Yeah, they were just kids. And I looked up to them, cause I was a little kid. Like 4, right? No, that was when I was older. That was when I was more like 7 and 8. When I moved to Southgate, because I was first born in LA on San Pedro Street. What year was that? Oh, geez. Well, let me put it to you this way. I was born in 43 and I had to be cared for the first 2 or 3 years, because I was a 6-month premature baby. And so my mother had to take care of me, because my lungs hadn't been loved. So I always remember sheets over me and the steam like a eucalyptus to get your breathing. And I remember that distinctly as a small kid. And what happened to me was my neighbor, a kid named Jimmy DiMaggio. He was my age and he took my bike from me. My dad says, "Where's your bike?" I said, "Jimmy DiMaggio took it from me." He says, "Go get it."